The name's Xane. The Princey and me go way back. Oh, I mean Marth. I smell sweets!
Alright, Eddie! Eddie, no! See, guys, the funny thing is on any other hero, you're like, oh man, I would love to have plus speed. And Xane looks like one of those characters like, I would love to have plus speed. Unfortunately, plus speed just doesn't do anything for you. Now, if you do get caught out of position, I do agree. I think... No, I don't. I think the best possible IV, of course, is plus HP, followed by plus defense and plus res. Why? Because if they AoE him or they target his res, well, I think it's res then defense, but for like sabotage skills, Xane might be able to fight it off. Might be able to, especially on light season peony support. But everything else, plus speed, plus attack, they just almost do nothing for him. Well, it literally does nothing for him. If you have any allies nearby. With that said, though, you probably just take whichever IV you can get, and I would probably even mangle him, to be honest, if you can't like get the right IV. And frankly, yeah, everyone's lucky to get plus HP, but neutral's good too, to be honest. So, anyways, the build itself is very, very good. Close foil, law attack speed, joint drive speed, and flashing blade. With joint drive speed, you'll definitely outspeed your opponent. Law attack speed guarantees it. Drop their attack, so you're more tanky. Close foil to make you more tanky, and increase your attack. Joker's Wall, of course. Harsh Command plus for score. I don't know why you're using that. That's fine. Ether, though, is the only thing I find a bit questionable, because if your opponent attacks you, -1, you attack, -2. Well, actually, if you attack -2 again, I think you can hold... Actually, no, it makes sense.
6,729,323,816 Nim getting used to bits.
Actually, this completely makes sense. So I would... Right, okay. Fair enough. Wow, you even have Null Seed Disrupt. That's really good. Null Seed Disrupt on him would be great as well. Null Fall on him would be... Hey, man, just pick one. You don't need two. And Law Attack Speed would also be great on him.
Panic on there, too. That's also kind of solid.
Yeah, because his HP is super high.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say sudden panic earlier. That's a great one to use.
So, for me personally, when I use Xane, I'll be giving him Law Attack Speed when I can afford it. But failing that, I would just give him Null Follow-Up until then. I would probably just do that. That's what I think is really good. Null Seed Disrupt is... Okay, well, this is a very committed to Xane.
Did you kill a Jill?
Killed all for sure,
did.
so... Okay. I mean, he's worth it, so I understand. But yeah, you know what? On further thinking, most heroes don't have the luxury Xane has, which is they outspeed their opponent, they double back, and they can use Flashing Blade. No, I think Xane actually can use this build really well, just because his defense and res should be high enough. But I don't know who you're pairing him with. Whereas on light seasons, I know it's probably Mila that everyone's pairing with. For Astra, I have no idea who you intend to use him with. So with that said, yeah, it depends on your team, but the build works. You just have to have the team that backs it up properly. Plumeria for attack and res, I suppose, but who else?
You'd have to bring somebody else, otherwise he's gonna copy Plumeria's crappy speed.
Right. Because the reason why I keep mentioning Mila is because Mila has good attack, really good defense, really good res. 40 plus 8. Wow, how are you guys doing this? You guys are already like at so far with your Xanes. 40 plus 8 already? Wait, PSA. Tate, have you pulled for Xane? Wait, I don't even know if you guys want it.
I have not pulled for Xane.
Okay, one copy and have not pulled. Okay.
I've done 10 summons if that helps. 10 summons and I got one.
I did my free pull, got a Tiki, and that's it.
What? Congratulations.
Man, I don't
It
want
was
to,
minus. It was minus speed, so I'm unhappy.
Oh, well, it's
then
still
that means
free.
you have
Free is
to
free.
pull
Yeah, it's
again?
free. Yeah, I just get to pull again. Yeah.
Well, with that said, though, I think everyone should be trying to pull for one copy of Xane. Xane is that good. You will not regret him at all. And we're going to see a bunch of Xane builds today, most likely. Just because I think he's going to be the most popular character. With that said, this is the build I really like as well. Well, my favorite build will be Close Foil. Or, sorry. Well, I actually do Close Counter. But my favorite build would be Close Counter with a Law Attack Speed. And then probably Attack Smoke because I'm cheap for a C slot. And then a choice between whether I need Mirror Stance or Sturdy Stance, but that's what I would run with a healing special. So this is very similar. Anyways, 4 plus 8 plus 1 plus HP, 60 HP. Always go for plus HP Zanes. More HP means you can dodge things like Aversa's Panic or her Tome, Iago's, for example, a bunch of things. So you want that. And guys, there is a reason to level up your to get merges on Xane, because like say sabotage skills, they would still trigger on Xane because they'd be targeting his res, and his actual res is not great. Or for example, heroes will like lunge you out of your team's range, and then he gets destroyed, or AoEs even. So don't get fooled by the fact that he borrows his friends, his allies' stats. He could still suck.
Yep.
Okay. Anyways, with this build, I really like it. Close foil, null follow-up, joint drive attack, and mirror stance too. This probably is one of the better builds available. Null follow-up is probably gonna keep him safe. There are still heroes using Bullfighter. There are still heroes that have abilities that guarantee them a double. Null follow-up would shut it down, and Xane should easily outspeed his opponent, considering if you run him with the right heroes. And I do believe Zane's best on light seasons, guys, just because Mila can give him a lot of defense and res, and then Peony can patch up the speed and attack. Like, I think that's the best season for Zane. Anyways, this build is really good. This would sweep most teams easily. The problem with Xane is he's not an arena hero, because you got to go for plus what? Plus
HP?
No, he doesn't have a super boon HP.
No, but I think that's one of the only. Well, I guess that's the only combat stat that really matters on him. But I don't know what his super boon's been.
Plus defense. Okay. So that's the reason why I don't think he's a great arena hero. If you go plus defense, you're sacrificing his best like his maximum potential for ether raids. Is it such a big difference? No, but the reality is if you go for plus defense, you go into ether raids, that defense is not going to factor into anything. So yeah, no, it's either you make him for ether raids or Xane showcase day. Let's be honest, Zane's probably one of the best heroes that have ever came to the game, and Jesus Christ, he's so good. He's the most anti-power creep hero ever, and I feel like everyone should build him, unless you're dumb, then in which case it doesn't really matter what I say. But yes, the only thing you want from him is go for plus speed, and then any build basically works. Any build. You can either become a super tank, or he could become a sweeper. Any of these builds work. Alright, with that said, we got our first plus 10 one from Riken. I believe Riken said it only took him 450 orbs, which is insane. That's a lot. Well, that's below average, but that's still pretty insane. Yeah, you should not be expecting the plus 10 a hero off 450, even at 4-star focus. That said, plus 10, one flower already gets to 60 HP. Xane actually has really good HP, and having really good HP is really useful in ether raids to dodge HP based stuff. So this is really, really impressive and more useful than it initially seems, I would say. So yeah, more HP, considering every other stat he's gonna borrow from somebody else, just makes the most sense. 60 HP, and should I even bother talking about the rest of the stats because you're not going to have them? Whatever, let's do it. 48 attack, 38 speed, 29 defense, and 34 res. Technically, Xane by himself is still a decent hero, really balanced. Like all his stuff is okay, at okay levels. So, entire idea is if he gets caught in an opening or he gets pulled out of range of his allies, he's still fine. Just not ideal, but he'll be fine. Anyways, the build itself is Close Counter, Special Spiral, Times Pulse, Quicken Pulse, Ether. How is this going to work? Minus 1 cooldown, minus 2 cooldown, 3 cooldown Ether to start things off.
So I see a problem with this build. It's Time Pulse. Times Pulse and Special Spiral don't work together.
Oh yeah, that's true. This is only...
And then...
It works in the first turn, and then after Special Spiral works, it doesn't work anymore.
And then same with Quicken Pulse, you only get it the first turn, and then after that, it's not going to help you.
Yeah, I think you're over committing to your first turn. Like, the first turn is usually the most important battle you take. The first battle you take is almost always going to decide everything. Unfortunately, doubling down on just getting Ether of all things, I would not agree with. I would just go for a faster special to heal with. Because if you do Times Pulse Noontime, I think that'd already be good enough. Considering how hard Xane hits, if they just touch him one time and he's gonna just smack them back, that's probably much more worthwhile. Additionally, you can open up your seal slot and your B slot. So if Xane runs a lull, which, oh, you actually don't have. Yeah, if Xane runs a lull, like a lull attack res, or a lull speed res, or a lull whatever, it's up to you. And then run, it depends on your team, because whatever we suggest is going to add on to stats that you steal from your, well, you borrow from your allies. But whatever CO you want, because if your idea is to use him as a close counter hero, he's counterattacking a lot, so just use a stance of some sort.